All right, today we are discussing the pillars of success. This is meant to serve as an educational video for my agents, for new agents especially, because what we're going to cover is all the ways that you can generate leads and what it takes to get those leads.
Nothing wrong with being rich, just gotta find that magic niche. Nothing wrong with being rich. Woo!
All right, of course, I'm going to put this publicly so any agent can use it. I don't mind. The forms that we're going to use, or the information I'm going to use, there is additional information that is provided strictly to my agents as a benefit of being with my brokerage. But at the same time, most of you can probably design the same templates yourself and use them to your liking. However, it's important to know that the pillars of success, or a spreadsheet like this, is something that is very good to have. Now, one of the things that in the course of my coaching of agents, I have a real estate agent business plan. I've presented that plan in education classes in real estate associations around Southern California. And it's interesting that when I do that, everybody agrees with the basic concept of creating a business plan. Since I'm a business broker, or my specialty is business brokerage, most of the time when I'm consulting with businesses that I sell, or consulting solo as a consultant on businesses that have issues, the business plan is one that is required not only for the owner to know where they're heading with their business, but also as anyone else that is involved with that business, like the partners or the banks or certain other institutions that would like to see a business plan, at least a summary. But the summary is a one-pager or a two-pager that's extracted from the business plan. Now, in my experience and historically, it's like pulling teeth to get an entrepreneur, solo proprietor to write a business plan, since business plans have many different questions that are difficult to answer. Like, for example, for the agents, what type of real estate do you want to sell? Do you want to specialize in a particular one? So you have residential, you have commercial. Do you want to specialize in residential by catering to divorcees or for sale by owners? Or you want to kind of do a blanket across all these platforms? What we're going to do today is work through the pillars of success that encumber almost every source of leads. So in order to be effective, or more effective, you should kind of focus on certain things that you're comfortable with, rather than across the board and not have enough time to do it properly. So to start with, I'll turn this page on. Boom. You will see on the top you have 6 different categories of lead production. This spreadsheet is definitely not a must for you, but I'm using it because it does list everything that I use or can use or can think of using as far as lead generation. However, this spreadsheet, which I created, is also a fantastic tool that anybody can use in figuring out what and how much effort they need to put into different types of marketing to create an income that they feel they deserve. So on the bottom of the sheet, you'll see I have a sample of $100,000 a year, which is rather easy to achieve. Of course, it depends all on which territory you're serving and what the average home price is. And there's two, you'll see 2 columns on the bottom, or 2 groups of numbers on the bottom, is that I've noticed over the years that when you are soliciting your service, you will be spread between a couple of different categories. So home sales and leases, or home sales and a bit of commercial leases or commercial sales. They're calculated differently. So on the bottom you have different calculations, and we will address that at the end. But basically, for my agents, there's addition to this spreadsheet, which is feeding all the actual data in. So like, for example, the homes you did sell and the leases that you did lease, and those numbers, as you populate down in the table, actually feed back into these percentages, so that, and the averages in the bottom that you can see, that so the sheet becomes kind of a artificial intelligence piece of work for you, because it updates the percentages with real, true numbers from your marketplace and your personal activity, because everybody will be different. So as this is a template and a sample, and since we're covering only the pillars, all these 6 sources of leads, in this video I'll just address the leads themselves. So on the top, the first column you'll see is direct marketing. Direct marketing is your emails that you're sending to clients. You're forming a database of potential prospects, past clients, friends, family, and you're blasting emails to them, or you're doing individual emails. You can see that the other 2 is newsletters that I do kind of send once a month to my database. So the newsletters would have probably what new listings we have, what the market is, the condition, the state of the market, and it would be once a month. And press releases would be something that you would schedule, or I do it on the basis of change or action. So for example, if I have a listing or if I have a sale, then the press release would cover that listing, new listing, or sale completed. Now that will be through the email marketing system, and you can see in the chart that I count only on 10% of my total annual revenues to come from that source. If you compare the rest of the columns, there's only that one and the farming that I put in the 10% range. You can change that and make that your most active forms of communication and outreach, but in which case you would change those numbers accordingly. Now the second column is social media. Now social media is a complex term here because of the fact that you can use social media in a very poor way, or you can educate yourself how to do it in a very productive way. Part of the social media campaign would be, or actually starts with, producing videos. So one of the important things is your production, your content production. And if you don't have content production, you don't have nothing to send into your direct marketing or to your social media or any other form of advertising. So in today's market, rather than writing your content, video content is king. So creating videos, a lot of people think is very hard, but in my opinion, it's the easiest thing possible. So if you have a smartphone on you and you're out there doing your everyday business, you can do 2, 3, 5, 10 videos a day, content videos. Now, here's the key, and I heard that the other day from someone else, so it's not my thought, but it is true, is don't think of videos as being creative. So like, oh, I don't have creativity to do videos. Think of them as documenting things. So every day you do things. You go out and you are with the printer and you are printing flyers to drop them off, or you're with a client to talk with them, or you're in front of the house waiting for a client to show up so you can show them a house, or you're just touring homes for the purpose of getting acquainted with the inventory, whatever the case is and whatever you do during the day, that can be documented. So all you need to do is think at that time to pull your smartphone out of your pocket, turn it toward yourself, and do a very short 10-second video saying, here I am in the front of this house in whatever city, waiting for a client to show it. And the one thing I noticed is it has a red door. What do you think about red doors? Do they sell or not? Boom. Well, what was it, 10 seconds? And you can post it from the phone while you're waiting for that client. If you're at the printer, you can say, I'm with the printer printing some flyers. They cost me an arm and a leg, or they didn't cost me an arm and a leg, or this printer is a cool guy and he's charging me so little. And then you will get people asking you, where's that printer? How come you got a good deal? You need to create content that will provoke the listener they'll be short and will provoke the viewer to ask you questions. So ask questions at the end and make it short and sweet. So you can do that all day long. Now you don't want to saturate your social media. So if you do one a day, that would be perfect. And then when you have content, it's a piece of cake. You can put it on your website. Now when we're on the websites, a lot of people have websites as brochures. There's nothing, value to them. It's important if you're using a website and you expect traffic to that website, and the traffic would be coming from this second line item, Google Business Profiles. I have Google Business people. I got like 50 visits a day, and half of them do click on my website. I don't have much of statistics that they do call, or they do all kind of click on the directions to see where my office is, and they come to the website. So you have the content to put on the website. We're talking about websites. You should SEO it. You should pay somebody to make your website browsable or findable on the web. So they know how to do it. I don't know anything about it. I pay people to do it, and it's magic what they do when putting the right keywords, connecting the right content from different sites to my sites, and using the Google search engine optimization and its matrix to find my website. So if you have a website, why not have people find it? So use that. It's not expensive to hire someone to do that. Google Business Profiles, as I said, I use it. Just go to Google for Business and set up your website with them, and it'll have traffic. Then you have Facebook for Business. I did hire someone to connect my Facebook and my Instagram pages. My Facebook business page, not the personal one. There's two different ones. So there's Facebook for Business, and I had them connect that, and then they go in there, and I was watching, but I couldn't remember a thing. But they were connecting it really quickly, and whatever I post on one, post on the other, and vice versa, and it's pretty cool because they have a lot of tools, statistics. It's easy to boost, and it's definitely good to then every time you post your business on the Google, onto Facebook for Business, then you can share it with your regular Facebook page. Now, one of the things that is very important is to name your Facebook for Business page something attractive. Don't name it Zigic Real Estate or something Agent Joe's Real Estate, whatever the case is, because you want that Google for Business page in the next step to be marketable to everybody in your area. So you don't want it to appear as an agent is looking for business. You want something of more give than of take. So when you're naming your Google for Business page, name it. It's just a name. It just shows as a name. It's still Zigic Real Estate, but the name, like I named mine, is San Gabriel Valley Real Estate Update. And believe it or not, the same hour I renamed it from Zigic Real Estate to San Gabriel Valley Real Estate Update, Real estate trends. Sorry, I didn't even remember what it's called. Uh, Real estate trends. I had 2,700 people that liked it or subscribed to my page. 2,700 within an hour of name change. So trust me, from the horse's mouth, it's that little piece of smart information can help a lot. Now, what do you do then with it? I should charge you for this. Then you go in from your business pages and you punch in search and you put in your city name or your area name, and then you see all the groups and all the pages that have the city or area name in it. And then you go to those groups. Some of them are closed, but you ask for permission to enter, and stick to their codes. Don't advertise. What you want to do is go in and like content that they post. I mean, it's you don't have to fake this. You can just go in and you will definitely find somebody who posted something good. Yesterday, what did I find? Yeah, everybody's asking. There was people asking about local markets and stuff like that. And I have a friend who has a really nice market, specialized deli, great sandwiches, and so on. So I kind of posted for her. I said, you know what, I gotta, and I wrote this in there. I gotta invite my friend to post her beautiful pictures of sandwich making and food preparation and stuff like that, as she owns this market, blah blah blah. And I put that in as a piece of information that can help them, of course. And behold, there was like 200 different people that were thanking me for sharing that information, since they were looking for a good sandwich store and so on from the whole area. And they were responding to St. Gabriel Valley real estate trends, and a bunch of them clicked on my link to the stuff that I posted in my Facebook business page, and I saw a bunch of them were actually clicking to me to see who I am and what my brokerage is. So the key here is to be present, not to ask for business. Absolutely not. You don't want to waste your connections there. Create a relationship. Add in all the information you want. Put in a market update every week. Just go to MLS and see how much houses sold and what the average price is and how many deals sold, and you'll establish a trend. They'll be coming to your Facebook page to see what the market is going, which way the market is going, up or down, or what does. I was just astonished 2 weeks ago when I figured out what the average price per square foot in my area is. This is Pasadena, talking about Pasadena, Arcadia, Monrovia, Duarte. The average price was over $800 per square foot. And last I saw, when I was posting, actually, not that in real life, but when I was posting, when I looked through, it was 400 only 3 years ago. So that's how much your dollar deflated. Anyway, so that goes for all these: Google Business, Facebook, Instagram. So content, and then just populate that content into these, and do not be aggressive. Like people's information, join groups and stuff like that, and it will be a very, you can see that I count on 20% of my deals to come from that. So the next one is targeted. You have, this is the strongest. I think this is, if somebody is not shy agent, if you're not shy to pick up the phone and call and talk to people and be rejected and hung up on, I would just do this one. I wouldn't do anything else, because everything else is taking more time with less effort. This is right into the head. You kind of call these people. You can go on any site and find for sale by owners, find expired, find for rent by owners information, and just call these people. They'll hang up on you. Of course they will. But here, okay, so let's kind of cut into this one with a different, with another approach. Not with another approach, with an additional approach. So this one calls for knowing your script. Talking about new agents. If you don't know your script, this very powerful tool will be off limits for you, because if you don't know your script, you'll be hung up on you won't be able to solve objections. You'll not be able to talk to these people. So one of the most important things here is know your script. So download all the scripts. If you can get them from me, but you can also just browse scripts, and golly, every single broker that selling a seminar out there has their scripts available online. So just download the scripts that work for you. And here's the key thing that I challenge you on, and I bet 80% of you will not follow my direction. And that's why this particular source of leads will be always so far from you. You gotta take 30 days, and just like in school, rewrite the scripts you're gonna use every day 10 times. Just take your script and rewrite it, and do that for 30 days. Now I challenge you to do that, but at the end of the 30 days, I can guarantee you will know the script in and out backwards to say it when you need it. So once you have a script and you know it in and out, and you have objections taken care of, then you can call these people. Now, merging the two, don't be shy to call these people even when you don't know the script. You'll learn the script faster, that's for sure. And you will learn the objections. You'll get hung up, your phone hung up on the objections. You will not be able to solve them, but you'll learn them, and you'll learn how to solve those objections faster, way faster. So that is key to this one. The fourth one is farming. You can see farming by flyers and postcards, farming by direct mail. There's that USPS direct mail system where postcards go really quickly. It's a system that they have online. I've used it a couple of times. Didn't get results, but they have stats. So you can do a very, very limited amount of houses, like a neighborhood. Especially this one is good if you have a listing in a neighborhood. Then you can actually, instead of walking the houses, send a flyer via USPS direct mail to the neighborhood, so that they all get it the next day for a very low price. You can go down door to door. I know a couple of people that team up, two of them, so they're safer, and go to door and just talk to neighbors. And they take a neighborhood and they just farm that neighborhood on and on. People will know their face, and occasionally they'll be lucky to say, oh, you know what, our neighbor is actually passed, and I'm sure that their kids are going to sell the house, and there's a lead. So all you need to do is walk. Now, if you like that, that's a way to go. You will definitely work with your title rep, and they will provide you with the lists, names, addresses of people in the neighborhoods you want to farm. Then you have the lead groups. Now, this is one-on-one kind of. This one works really well, and I think everybody should have it, but it is time consuming. You have to commit to the groups that you join. So, for example, you can pick any kind of group that you have some interest in. Whether it's music, or whether it's bands, or whether it's community, or photography, or if you have a hobby, just find the groups that get together around that. Crafts, I don't care, but get to become a member of the group. There's professional groups like BNI. If you get into a group that doesn't have a realtor, which is usually initiated by a realtor, so those spaces are taken, but who knows? Maybe a realtor dies and they don't have a realtor in the group. You got to jump in, or you just form a group. It's not easy, but it's, as I said, most groups are formed by realtors. And then you have one person from each category, and they all are committed to giving each other leads. BNI is a strong community, because they're committed to giving you leads every week. But it costs also money. So it's quite a bit of money, though. But my business partner is a part of it, and he works it really well, and he definitely pays off his membership to BNI through the leads he makes. Now, we're all different. There's people that do not know how to use leads, and there's people like my buddy Mike that knows how to do that. So out of one lead that he would get from BNI, he would create 10 transactions because that person would love him, and he would give him another deal and a call a friend to get him help, and so on and so on. So Mike does both residential and commercial. So he gets, to sell a house, to lease something, then he goes back. Then that group of people, that just one seed gets him to sell a church. While he's selling a church, he gets 5 more churches to be willing to sell or buy while he's working with them. So he can, from a very little seed, create a lot. But what's important about the lead groups is it's all one-on-one. There's all people know you, and they will all work with you. Once they start working with you, they're not going out and interviewing other agents. They want you to be their representative. And that's where, just like Mike, he does not advertise in any form. He just does referrals from there, and he is over busy with referrals only. So if you are good with people, if you're a good person, if you're educated and knowledgeable, then this is the way to go. And then you don't have to think about leads anymore. Get 4 or 5 or 10 people to work with you. You are secured for life. And then finally, the affiliate and partner programs. You got affiliates. If you want to specialize into divorcees or some kind of other probate or retirement homes and stuff like that, you got to hook up to a couple of lawyers. You got to make good connections and with accountants, and they can be your source. They're constantly looking for good brokers, agents, realtors to do their job. They can't go and sell the house, but they do have that as a part of their service with divorces, with probates and stuff like that. They constantly need somebody. Now, it's hard to get to them to do it, but if you were to have some luck and be involved in a transaction that has to do with a divorce, you will meet the lawyer that's part of that. And if you can prove yourself to be really good with working with people that are going through divorce, that lawyer is not just going to use you, but he's going to refer you to most of his friends, because he will be delighted to work with somebody who knows how to work with people that are going through life-changing events like death or divorce. So the deaths are usually, where the properties are available for sale, come from an accountant, because that comes out immediately in conversation during the tax return or some kind of state change, or the lawyer. So those are the 5 ways that you can generate leads. And now the key is you can't really do all of them well. So you got to sit down and ask yourself, which ones do you want to focus on? And when you do focus on, or when you decide what you want to focus on, then you can give me a call or talk to someone else or find another video of mine that will go into a specific category of how to utilize it best. And if you're my agent, of course you're going to talk to me, and we're going to take you to the next level. Until then.
Nothing wrong with being rich, just gotta find that magic niche.